Okay, welcome back to a new video, a new weekend. The first video of August. Can you imagine we've made it through 8 months of the year? Well, 7 months, sorry, into the 8th month of the year. Okay, it's been a very interesting week and a lot to kind of consume. So let's get right into it. I'll do the normal, start on currencies and move on. Okay, so we've moved slightly different tack today or this week, and the idea being that we're moving down into a third wave. But yeah, I have another idea, but I might develop it a little bit further next week. But for now, we've got a possible impulsive pattern developed or developing in wave 1 of 3. We should watch for a corrective recovery next week, and that's what I'm kind of eyeing for. It is still possible that we have a 1-2-1-2 underway. In that case, we shouldn't see any break of, let's say, 112.50 or thereabouts. Let's say this little shoulder here should, if this is a 1-2-1-2 pattern, you wouldn't see any real kind of tackling of this area here, this previous correction. So that's 112.30. If this is a complete 5 waves down, well, then we'll probably push back up towards the 113 level in wave 2. And the other way of looking at this is we're only 2/3 of the way through wave 1 down. So it could be 1, 2, 3, and some sort of fourth wave, and then a further push down in wave 5 of 1. So we should know early on next week what sort of pattern we're dealing with. We have a couple of little shoulder levels here, these little swing levels, I suppose you could call them. 111.60, we'd like to see wave A. If this is the correct pattern, we'd like to see wave A kind of tackle that first shoulder of resistance there. Then kind of correct lower slightly, and then push higher in wave C. So wave A, B, and C is what we're expecting next week. So a 3-wave pattern, 3-wave correction, targeting about the 112.50. That'll be the standard outlook. If we don't get any higher than 111.60, most especially if we don't break this previous low here, which is 111.90, then that would probably favor a continuation pattern. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, some sort of fourth wave ongoing, and then a push lower in wave 5. But if we do break 111.90, then we are on to at least, well, most likely onto this current pattern. So we'll see how that develops early next week. Okay, cable. Okay, we've had the first declines off the high in the stock market. Looking at Dow here, I don't think we have a 5-wave decline in place yet, and I think we do still need to push below that previous fourth wave at 24,500 in order to get really indicates that this bull market, that the back has been broken of this bull market. But so far so good. The early signs are good. Okay, so that's the 4-hour chart. Looking for a 5-wave decline off the high in the 4-hour chart. So the hourly chart, possibly an ongoing third wave down. Kind of moved around the configuration for this previous 5th wave. So this triangle formation could be wave 4, and then this thrust from the triangle could be wave 5. Now we didn't break to a new high in wave 5, which kind of alters things slightly. So this initial kind of let's say an initial kind of lower high off the actual all-time high can be viewed a few different ways. So you can view it as a failed 5th wave, or you can view it as say some sort of 1-2-1-2 pattern. it would have to be a series of 3 1-2 patterns. So 1 2 1 2 1 2, and then it collapse into a third wave. I'm going to stick with this failed fifth wave idea for the moment because it kind of cleans up the count slightly. And we had a bounce off the Friday lows into the close, so we could be working on some sort of fourth wave here, either type of triangle or some sort of other three-wave move higher. We have this spike low here at 26,700, so you'd want to, this level here would want to remain untouched, I would hope, on Monday. So some sort of consolidation in a fourth wave and then a move lower again into a fifth wave, so that we could, the idea being that we could pick out a clear five-wave pattern, whether it's at whatever degree. If it's a five-wave pattern off this wave 2, then we could probably call wave 3 in place, and then we could work on wave 4. So in general, we're still looking for a larger five-wave pattern, the downside, but the initial signs are good, and we are only kind of cresting the wave, let's say, of what should occur, given the kind of extreme overbought levels that were in the market for the last 6 months or so. Okay. Stock market, looking for completed five waves, say early next week, possibly in a third wave down. Okay, let's get into gold. 4-hour chart. We could have wave 2 complete, and this would be wave 2 of 3. So we could be moving higher into wave 3 of 3. That is the kind of tentative outlook for the moment. There's also a way that you could view this as a fourth wave, and we're moving up into a fifth wave of wave 3. But I'm going to stick with what we have for the moment, and I don't think this rally is exhausted yet, especially given the action on Thursday and Friday. We definitely had a three-wave decline form off the high, so that's definitely a correction, and the move on Thursday and Friday confirmed that. So we filled a trend channel down, and we spiked nicely higher. I'm not sure if wave 1 is complete or if we're working on wave 1 and wave 2 pattern here. I know my charts are slightly different than the actual update last night, but that's simply because MetaTrader messed up. Okay, so we could have a three-wave correction forming off a wave 1 high. But if we break to a new high, then I think this wave 1 will extend slightly. So we're looking on Monday, some sort of consolidation, some sort of three-wave pattern to complete above the 1400 level, and then a move higher into it, possibly a third wave. So watch this space for the moment. The view for the next few weeks is most likely a rally up to fill out this trend channel anyway, somewhere up above 1500, so 50 maybe, in either wave 3 or wave 5 of 3. So bullish outlook still in place, and we should continue that next week. Okay. That does it for this week. Thanks so much for being with me during the week. I wish you all a nice, happy, productive, enjoyable weekend, and we'll see you back on Monday evening again for a run back through the day. And this week did prove to be very interesting. Next week should prove to be even more interesting and exciting. If you're a bear like me, it's exciting times. Until then, let's roll on the weekend. God bless. Have a good weekend, and we will see you Monday evening. Bye bye, everyone.